Hey everyone, this is Roni, and I wanted to post my story. I was watching Sirius's update today. Today's Sunday, April 10th, and was watching or listening to her update. Sorry, and she mentioned about sharing the good stuff as well as the scary stuff, and I totally agree with that. And I believe we need that. And I also believe a lot of people don't, just because they're in situations where they're, friends, family, people that don't know, that wouldn't understand. Maybe your twin is in a relationship, and you're just out of respect. It's you have to respect people's need for privacy, right? So I think that maybe where, a lot of people will get to the point where they're just so, so confused that they'll reach out when things aren't going so great. But once things kind of settle down, you kind of feel like you need to put a lock on it, right? So, anyway, I wanted to share that I'll start off with a few details, I guess, a little bit of backstory, not much. And I'm actually going to post more after this because I've been wanting to do it for quite some time and I'm feeling inspired now. I feel like it's the right time. But anyway, I will say just to give you ages, I'm mid 40s. He's a bit older than me. He is in a relationship that he's been in for many years. I am no longer in mine. I was apart when we met, though. And we met in the fall of 2014, which is one of the dates that kind of keeps shooting around the twin flame community as to when there were a lot coming together. And I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but it's just notable. And we met, and it's the typical story. It's we met, and it was just like we'd known each other forever, and just absolutely 1000% in tune with each other and all over each other and the whole story. And we have been off and on, back and forth for the last 18 months. We started talking again mid-March this year. I reached out. He answered. I was surprised and semi-surprised. And he, we had a quick hello one evening for about an hour to say hi and just kind of just get a sense of the energy, which was still perfect as usual. And then we both had a lot going on in the coming weeks, so we just actually had time together a few nights ago, right around the 7th, not on the 7th, but close. And I have to say it was very nice. I am very tickled that we are communicating again. I'm going to use some words that I really don't like using sometimes, some of the terms that we use, but as far as sleeping or awake, he's definitely, he's different than he was. He's still very much in another relationship and still unhappy, but still there. And he, but he's as I say, he's kind of coming to the hippie side a little bit. He's a little more laid back. He's a little more mellow, as am I, and it's a nice thing. So I don't want to get into too much. You get too far into the weeds, and everybody's situation is different. But um, you know, it is what it is, and it's changing a bit, and it's in a nice place for right now. And I wanted to share that. The other piece of this that I wanted to share that I knew about and I just didn't want to focus on, but I was kind of ready for it, was that as excited as I was to catch up with this person, rekindle, whatever term you want to use, the next day was very scary. So I just wanted to say that, to put that out there, that, and not to bring it down, not to be Debbie Downer or anything like that, but it's kind of like what Sirius was saying. It's like, it's not some magical Cinderella thing that's gonna, somebody's waving a magic wand and suddenly your life is different. It's sometimes when you get what you want, then you're thinking about whether it's going to go again. And you don't want to get caught up in that, right? So it's like, it's it is what it is. So anyway, that's where I'm at right now. But I think it's beautiful and I think it's great. The other piece I wanted to mention as well is that an ex person in my life came out of nowhere about a week ago. And this person is a straight up hot mess of a guy. I love him. He's got a good heart, as we all do. But he's a freaking train wreck. Period. Not saying I'm not, but he's a train wreck. And I would never in a million years expect this person to ever call me out of the blue to ask me if I could talk because his girlfriend broke up with him and he was realizing that he is messed up. I shouldn't say that, right? Because we're all perfect. It's just that we have this programming that needs to change, but we're using our 3D vernacular, right? So as he said to me, he's messed up and he knows that this really isn't him at his core. He knows that he is different and that he had read someplace that you can work on changing your story if you don't like the way your life is. And he wanted to know if I could talk to him and elaborate on that a little bit. And I seriously, that blew me out of the water. That blew me out of the water well before the thing with my twin did. So, chin up, vibrations up, most importantly, because things are happening. As the one person on YouTube said, shit's going down. And it is. And it's a good day. So, something else I would like to share. Now, again, I know all of our experiences are different. I just want to say that there was a time in my life where if how do I want to say this? I would just like have a meltdown over relationships, like complete meltdown over relationships. Very difficult to get over things. And of course, we all grow, we all mature. But this journey is about emotional maturity, awakening, self mastery, maintaining, most of all, maintaining your vibrations, which the easiest way to do that is with joy. And I, um, I love all the twin flame coaches, teachers, mentors, whatever you want to call them. I truly do. And I think that, people resonate with different people. But I want to put something out there for those of you who may be listening to me and are feeling like you resonate with me, is that the day that I will say tried to stop focusing on him, because let's face it, there's not a day that goes by that you don't think about them. And if somebody says that they don't, I will call them a liar, but I could be wrong. Yeah, the day doesn't go by that you don't think about them. But at the same time, there's a difference between obsessing all day and having some very nice, lovely thoughts about the person you're in love with, right? And I will say that when I really, really, well, it was once I finally awakened and had my heart center opening and all of that. And it took a little time, but when I started feeling the, when I started, I agree with higher self integration, where you're really starting to see that part of yourself and integrate it into your being. You will really have a much better time with this journey when you get there. And if you realize that that's an important part of this, it's very important, number one. Something else I wanted to mention is that I truly believe, now this is what I believe it for me, whether you believe it for you or whether this sounds right to you or what, but I truly believe that if you cannot imagine life without your twin, then you have work to do. I'm just going to say it. And there might be a lot of people who disagree with me, and there might be a lot of people who don't ever want to listen to me again because of that, but I want to say it because I believe it's important that if you truly, truly, in your heart and your mind, can't find the place to be with yourself and imagine that life could be beautiful on your own, without that person, you have work to do. Now, I'm not saying that that person is not going to be in your life. I am not saying, because I believe that you have to really learn how to be in touch with yourself and work from your heart and your intuition, and to know whether or not you believe that you will be with that person or not. And I would never, ever tell somebody whether they are or are not going to be with someone. That is up for you to feel inside. Nobody can tell you that. But I believe to be in a place where you are feeling feeling the love for yourself, feeling your power, feeling strong and loving and open, and just being where you need to be for, if this person comes back in your life and you're still at a place where you're going to attach to them like a suction cup and not let go, they're going to disappear again, you know? Well, it's a possibility. I shouldn't say it. Never, I can't speak in absolutes. I shouldn't do that, but I mean, let's face it. If you're at a place where you are just, if that person came back into your life and you're just going to wrap your legs and arms around that person and hang on to them as they drag you to the car like a bad movie, then there's a problem to me, and you've got work to do. Because bottom line is, who wants to be that person? I know none of us want to be that person, right? But really, really, really be honest with yourself. I know it's tough, and I'm not judging anybody, and I'm not saying that I'm in the strongest place. I know that I am like the best version of myself that I've ever been, and I feel incredible. Even when I'm miserable, I feel incredible. The misery lasts for like 10 minutes, and then I start laughing. And I would never trade this, never trade this for $1 million, or him for that matter. And I mean that. So, with that being said, I need everybody to get happy, is what I need. And you can tell me to F off if you want to, if that irritates you. You need to get happy. Because that's what's going to get it done, is to get happy. You know? And if being with your twin is the only thing that makes you happy, then get delusional. Seriously. Start manifesting. Start, doing the vision boards and all the different things that the manifesting people tell you to do. And you know what? Tell yourself a beautiful story and see yourself with that person and live it like it's happening right this minute, and do what you need to do to get in that place so that you're not miserable. Please. For all of our sake, right? I'm just kidding. You're only responsible for yourself. I understand that we're lighting up the planet and all of that, and that is true, but your sole responsibility is to keep yourself happy. That's all you have to do. When you talk about missions, responsibilities, clearing for this person and that person, all of that, you got to decide what you resonate with. You got to use discernment with all of that. But that's one thing I will tell you, is your number one duty right now is to get happy. Feel good. Feel good about yourself. Feel happy. Find stuff that makes you happy. And, more on that as I post, because I'm all about spreading the happy, and I want to help. All right. I love you guys. Take care. Bye. Hi guys. I wanted to add something. I thought about it after I stopped recording the whole get happy thing. And I do mean that. I totally mean that. But I know that's a lot. That's a tall order for some people. So I don't want to exclude anybody. And please understand that I empathize and have compassion for wherever you are in the journey. Please know that. And when I say get happy, it means at least get on the path to trying. I'm going to use a quote that I can't remember where I heard it from, and I'm sorry I'm stealing somebody's quote. I know I am, but I think it is so important. thing to remember, the phrase or quote is, you have to be a party in your own rescue. And that is so true. Nobody can rescue you, and nobody can help rescue you if you're not ready to help yourself as well, right? And I think we all know this to some degree. And, that's what everybody out here wants to do, whether you resonate or not. It's where everybody's heart is. And that's what we want to do. That's what we want to help people with. And, please know, get happy means as happy as you can be today. And if that means I only cried 10 times instead of 20 today, then that's where you are. And that's another piece of getting happy, is just being okay with where you are, because a lot of the pain that you feel is feeling shame and feeling broken because you feel pain and you feel like you shouldn't, which is baloney, because it's there, right? So don't deny yourself. And, I'm sure there's a million videos out there as far as like the pain body and healing the pain body and all of that. And I know that sometimes it's hard to wrap your brain around some of that stuff, but truly, I'm just going to throw this out there, that self-acceptance is, and just, really just being okay with where you are at the moment is a big deal. So please don't shrug it off when somebody says that, and it sounds cheesy, but it is so important. Be okay with where you are. Stop beating yourself up and stop blaming yourself for whatever you're blaming yourself for, and realize that you can change it. You can change your story, as I mentioned earlier. And if that person I mentioned earlier can change his story, you can change yours. I promise you. All right? I love you. Again, peace. See you later. Bye.